We're talking with our guest, the Assistant Professor of Religious Studies at Texas State University, Joseph Laycock. I can't help but to think that the reason why suicides are going up and the reason why mass shootings are going up and these things are going up is that people feel extremely marginalized by the lack of cliques that once existed. When I was a kid, I was nerdy, I was different, and I was weird, and I had some place to go. I was able to go hang out with these other nerdy, weird kids. And we created our own group, our own world of safety. And now it seems that the world has become so homogenized and so everybody wanting to be kind of the same thing. I think it takes those really just sort of off to the side weird kids and leaves them with nobody. It leaves them alone. They don't have a clique to go to. And I guess that's the extent of what I was trying to think. What's your take on that, or do you have one?
Well, I think what's really important about these role-playing games is that they, you create an imaginary world to inhabit. And there's a lot of literature on sort of the function of imaginary worlds. One term that I liked that was used for them was paracosms, right? So you have the world as it is, and then you have a paracosm. And I think that actually that there is a real kind of power and autonomy with just knowing that the world is one way right now, but it could potentially be a different way.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, very much so, yeah.
And so when you find yourself thinking, well, I guess this is it. I have to go shoot up my school because I'm an incel or something like that, right? This is someone who has really come to the conclusion the world can only ever be one way, right? Mm-hmm. This is it. I don't really have a choice. And I think these things are connected because I think that on some deep level, some of these Christians who criticize Dungeons and Dragons understood if these kids realized that kind of much of what we call reality is just socially constructed and it could easily be a different way, that's going to make these kids a lot harder to control, right? They'll be more likely to question what they're told. So I think there's a lot of power just in these exercises of the imagination, and I think it leads to a lot of things, and I think one of them is probably not getting so worried or having such fatalistic outlooks on your life.